Hi everyone, I'm Jemaku Brimstone and welcome to the review of Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible, the 6th record by the band Enter Shikari. Today we're celebrating the 5th anniversary of the record, so I had to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I've already reviewed half of their discography, records like the Minesweep, Common Dreads, The Spark, so go check those videos out. My story with this band is quite simple. I've stumbled upon their music back in January 2012 when they've released a flash flood of color. And when I first heard that record, it just blew me away. I became an instant fan. I had to check out their previous releases. And well, since then, I'm just listening to every new thing they release, like the Minesweep, which is like fantastic. Then the Spark, which is like, polarizing. I would say it was like average. And then this thing came out, which was like a positive surprise. So a spoiler for you guys. So now let's just focus on the lineup and some other information. We've got the same four dudes as usual. We've got Rue on the vocals, keyboards, programming, piano, orchestral arrangement, production, mixing, Rory on the guitars, vocals, engineering, Chris on the bass and backing vocals, and Rob on the drums. That's actually really fantastic to see a band where there are no dramas, no lineup changes. I always appreciated that, and the record has 15 songs. A year later they've released another a compilation of some sorts. They almost always do that. They did it for the first record, with the Zone, the compilation. Then Common Dreads had that Tribalism compilation. A flash flood of color, the Minesweep and the Spark did not have one, but this record does. It's called Moratorium, and A Kiss for the Whole World from 2023 also has that compilation record, companion piece from 2024, Dancing on the Frontline, I think it's called. So Moratorium is a collection of songs played acoustically in their homes because of COVID, stuff like that. So half of the songs on Moratorium are basically from this record just played live, which is actually quite nice. Go check that out if you already enjoyed this record and you haven't heard Moratorium, because it's interesting to listen to the same songs and you can choose by yourself. Do you enjoy the studio version better, or the live version, or an acoustic one? It's always your choice. So the production was handled by the vocalist and it's perfect. I love how the drums are mixed, the vocals, the guitars, the bass, all of the other instruments, electronic ones, the orchestra, it's all here and it sounds fantastically. I have no complaints. Message is diverse. As usual, the songs are about society, they're about politics, climate change, how to basically survive through hardships, relationship issues, and basically how to live in modern society. We also have some little bit of sarcastic takes on some things, like the waltzing of the face of the earth basically makes fun of how we live in a post-truth world where nothing really matters. Modern Living also has that tongue-in-cheek vibe, same with The King and other tracks. So I do enjoy that, you can feel that vibe and it works really well. I love most of the lyrics here, nothing to complain about yet again. Structure, well, it's between basic and advanced, and also some of the songs are progressive. Let me explain. So basic structure is standard intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. Advanced one has more changes or more segments that occur only once in the song, and the progressive one is self-explanatory. Basically nothing ever repeats. The song just flows forward and never looks back. When it comes to the music genre on this record, it's really hard to tell what Enter Shikari is actually playing, because it's like a hybrid of sounds. We have some alternative rock, some pop music, some metal stuff, some electronic. It's all here combined into this new subgenre or whatever. I have no clue how to call it. Also some symphonic elements as well, everything is here. Breakbeat, alternative metal, nu metal, pop, art, pop, rap, whatever. It's here and it's fantastic, it's fabulous. Now let's talk about the musicianship on this record. Let's start with the drummer. His playing is fantastic. I love his groove, his style, the precision of his playing. It's all here. Some of his playing, it sounds kinda programmed. Maybe they're just using some different plugins for the drums or whatever. Another playing sounds live, and I do enjoy most of it. I kinda miss his more angrier and more punchier approach. As you can remember from the first three records, the double bass, all of that stuff is gone here mostly. So that sad, but overall I do enjoy the drumming. Next, let's talk about the bass. It's audible, the bassist plays whatever he wants. Sometimes he follows the guitars, then he moves on into his own territory. It's all here, and yet again, it works well with the tracks. Now let's talk about the guitar work. There isn't much of it here, like on the previous records. This Spark started that, where the guitars almost did not matter. It was sad. Here, because the music is more experimental, you can have some cool guitar riffs like on the Dreamers Hotel, Tina, Satellites, but on some other tracks like The Pressure's On, Waltzing of the Face of the Earth, Elegy for Extinction, I am not even sure if there are any guitars there. If they are, they're using some different plugins or sounds. But I must say that I do enjoy all of the guitars here. There wasn't any guitar riff that would be like, It's all fun and done well. Now let's talk about the symphonic elements, which I do enjoy. They elevate the music. The electronic sounds are fabulous, fantastic as well. I just love them. It's what makes Enter Shikari, all of those electronic all of those throwbacks, to the first 3 records, like for example, the song Modern Living or Crossing the Rubicon, I am not sure, had those throwbacks to Labyrinth from the first record. Also, some of the interludes have those old school vibes from the Common Dreads and A Flash Flood of Color, so I do enjoy that it's all here, and you can hear it if you focus. Now, last but not least, let's talk about the vocal performance, and Ru is straight up killing it. I love his singing, yelling, rapping, whatever he's doing, it all sounds well, the Ra sound on the King. Yeah, I just love it. It's emotional, it's beautiful, I have no complaints. Some of the singing here and there on the more positive songs is like not for me, it's good but just not for me. But the more heavier approach and the singing like on Marionettes or Tina or Satellites, it's straight up amazing. And the other band members, the guitarist and the bassist, they also provide their own vocals here and there. And they also fit the music, and I've always enjoyed that about this band, that you can hear them here and there. I don't think that we can hear them as much as on the previous records, like Common Threads or A Flash Flood of Color, but they are still here, they are present. Now let's move on to the individual songs. The album opens up with The Great Unknown, and this is such a banger. I just love every single section here. The intro alone, which apparently was written during the Mindsweep sessions back in 2014. Such a fantastic melody. Then it like morphs. Is this a new beginning? Are we close to the end? Now my ears are ringing. It's getting close, cause I just love that beginning, the singing, and then the chorus. If there's anyone out there, just give me a sign. If there's anyone out there, I shout into the great unknown. It's all fantastic, the singing, the emotions, the electronic elements, the drumming, the guitars, the bass, it's all here. It's a classic Enter Shikari song. It's a fantastic opener. It prepares you for the rest of the album. 11 out of 10, Crossing the Rubicon. This is a positive sounding song about changing your life for the better, and The Great Unknown was basically about the uncertainty, what's going to happen next. Crossing the Rubicon, I must say that when I first heard the record, I was like unsure if this is a good song or not, but after listening to it a couple more times, like 50 or 60, I was hooked. While still it's not the perfect song here, one of the weaker ones, it's a good track, I do enjoy the Crossing the Rubicon, the chorus, the cool electronic elements, the guitar riff. Yeah, it's all nice. Not great, but not terrible. It's okay, it's good. 7 out of 10. The Dreamers Hotel, one of the things of the music video. I love this one. I guess it was released in February 2020. Outrage! I think I'm going on a rampage. I'm gonna pick up your pockets. Fury! And that's the will of the people. Meanwhile, and on the Dreamers Hotel, rise stars, but all rooms are vacant. Meanwhile, I love the verses, the energy in them. The chorus, very beautiful, very melodic, but also has power behind it. So yeah, this is a classic Enter Shikari sounding song. It would fit right in on the previous albums, that's for sure. I love every single section here, I wouldn't change it at all. 11 out of 10. Waltzing of the Face of the Earth, the first part, this one is fantastic, from the music standpoint. how it basically goes. It's symphonic, it's dark, it's heavy, even without the guitars, you know. It's basically, regardless what you feel, here comes the big reveal, darling, you were a mistake. And climate change is fake. You must all dream to be rich and famous. Only then the life will pay us. From man to man to pick. There's a shooting on the wall, so put more weapons in the shopping cart. Yeah, so I love how honest this song is, you know, from the lyrical standpoint, and the music just mirrors that perfectly. The vocal performance is stellar. I love how the vocal is very emotional in some parts. You can feel his voice crack, and that's just go hard as hell. Yeah, this is one of the standout tracks from the album. You have to listen to this one. I love every single section here as well. And also the structure here is more progressive. 11 out of 10. Modern Living. Well, this might be the second weakest song on the album. I do enjoy the music, the electronic elements in the background, some of the guitar, the do, the melody, you know, the beat. The vocals, good. Nothing special, I do enjoy them. Yeah, it's a good song, similar to Crossing the Rubicon. It's more positive, I would say. At least that's how it sounds, because there's nothing positive about Modern Living, you know. Everyone just runs straight to their graves. You have no time for anything. But I do enjoy this track, you know, it's okay, it's 7 out of 10. Apocalypse Anonymous, so this one is like a continuation of the previous song. It has the same beat, just a little bit changed, and I do enjoy it. It has that electronic vibe to it. To me, it's better than Modern Living. That's just me being honest. I do enjoy listening to it, even if it's very short, 8 out of 10. The Pressure's On. This song reminds me a little bit of Queen, because of the vocal performance. You know, figure it out now, you better figure it out now, the pressure's on. Ay, you know that ay, he does that Freddie Mercury thing, ay, oh, nothing changed, but I'm trying to rearrange, something like that. So this entire song has that vibe of the previous album, The Spark, but executed perfectly. Like, I have no complaints here. The music very beautiful, very emotional, love the guitars, the drumming, the beats, all of that stuff flows really, really well. I can't remember which song has a very similar vocal lines on The Spark. You might help me down in the comment section, like write down which one has. You better figure it out now, the pressure's on. Hey, yeah, some song from The Spark has that, so it's a throwback to that song for sure. It's not like they copied themselves by accident, you know, they always do that on purpose, you know, as a Easter egg type of thing. So yeah, The Pressure's On, beautiful song, should have had a music video, 11 out of 10, reprise free. So this is like a continuation of the interludes from the first album, Take It to the Skies, and it has a melody from the first record, but also has the chords that started the second and third records, you know, Common Dreads and A Flash Flood of Color. You can hear that because it's very nostalgic. It reminds you of so many things, you know, of the past and simpler times, so it has that vibe. I love it. 9 out of 10. Tina, There Is No Alternative, is the best song on the record, hands down, and it's my top 10 Enter Shikari songs. The vocal performance stellar, the guitar riffs slap, the bass lines hell yeah, the drumming, the electronic elements, all of this is genius. I've never noticed you were in disguise, but now I see you, Tina, 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 Tina. You are a barrier around my life, and now I see you, Tina, 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 Tina. I love the chorus so much, and the verses as well, like, there is no alternative, take my hand if you wanna live, there is no alternative, take my hand if you wanna live. So yeah, just go listen to this one, it's perfect. 12 out of 10. Elegy for Extinction. So this is a symphonic instrumental piece about climate change. There is no alternative. I am not sure what the song is about, but I'm sure it has like 3 or 5 different meanings. The Pressure Zone was basically about the pressure, you know, in your private life, which is very relatable. Apocalypse is Anonymous, and Modern Living was basically about people who are like addicted to doom scrolling, you know, you're just checking out, oh, this bad thing happened, this bad thing happened. At least that's how I interpret the song. That's why I don't follow, you know, any news, mass media. I cannot watch this because it's going to sound pretentious, but because I have so much empathy, I cannot watch this shit because it's like you get sad because people die. So Elegy for Extinction, it's just a symphonic piece. And I've heard some comments about this one that it was pretentious, it was pompous, it was like weh, it's not good, they're smelling their own farts. There was a lot of comments like that. I actually don't care, I do enjoy this one a lot. I don't feel it like that. I feel like the band just wanted to experiment, to do some new things, and some of those experiments did pay off, some of them did not. For me, like, you know, Modern Living and Crossing the Rubicon, these songs are like good, but I wouldn't call them a, you know, successful experiments. But the other songs like The Pressures on, Waltzing of the Face of the Earth Part 1, Tina, those are big successes to me, and Allergy for Extinction is also a positive one, because I do enjoy it. The song just sounds so positive, and because it's about climate change, you can hear how the earth is basically dying as the song goes on. It goes, and it gets darker and darker. You can feel that. It tells a story without any lyrics, 8 out of 10. Marionettes is split into 2 parts, the discovery of strings. I love the vibe of this song, the boing, 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 the breakbeat, the electronic elements, the boing, boing. The singing is fabulous, everything. I just love it. This song is fantastic, 11 out of 10. And the second part, The Ascent, is just as good. When it comes to me, my opinion is that the part 1 is better, but the part 2 has better singing, you know. Serves us to the light, truth hurts, now you know, truth frees, now truth hurts, now you know, truth frees. I love it, I just love it, so emotional, it just makes you think about your life, 11 out of 10. Satellite, so this is a pro-LGBT, pro-trans song. It's basically about love, how you are afraid to hold hands in public because you're not straight or whatever. So it has a positive message, you know, to basically you want to normalize that, so those people wouldn't feel like outsiders, that they could do all of those things right in the open without any judgment whatsoever. So it's a positive song. It made many people happy. I remember when it was released, and the entire community, you know, LGBT community was like, hell yeah, this is amazing. And while I am not sure if I'm straight or not, I don't care. I really don't care about sexuality, not mine, not whoever else, but I do enjoy this song. The lyrics are very positive. The whole song has that positive vibe about it, and I do like it. No satellites, na 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 na, dancing to the burning lights, to da 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 da, and I'm all bent down. Na, 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 na. I'm sick of the feeling, I'm not turning on to hide. I think I'm being in love. Yeah, I think I'm being in love. So yeah, my singing is awful. Sorry about that, but yeah, the verses so much fun. The pre-chorus and chorus also slap. This is a perfect song. Not my favorite on the record, but still genius. 10 out of 10. The King, this one is so much fun. The whole main melody sounds like a joke to me. Doom, doo 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 doom, doom, doom. You know, it has that silly vibe to it, like they are making fun of everything. And I love the lyrics here so much. So it's basically about the life never works out how you want. You know, you want to be tough, but you have holes in your armor, etc., etc. It's all about that, you know. You want things to succeed, but something will fuck up in the end, and you're like, I holes in my armor, fuck, I used to be a king, but they took everything, they even stole my crown, I'm gonna track you down, rah! So this song has that rah! So while the song is not metal at all, it has that rah from Disturbed, and I love those noises. And yeah, the song is so much fun. I think it was released as a single before the record dropped, and I was like listening to it every day. I was like singing to it, 4. Yeah, 11 out of 10. And the final track is a second part of Waltzing of the Face of the Earth. This one is supposed to end the record on a more positive note, because the part 1 was so dark and like so devoid of hope. So this one's like here to make you think that maybe not all is lost. It has that vibe to it. I do enjoy it, but I must say that this is like the third weakest song here after the Crossing the Rubicon and Modern Living. So yeah, the third weakest, but still fun, you know. I never skip it as I'm listening to the record. So 7 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable, the flow is fitting, groupability, yeah, it's a masterpiece. I enjoyed this record from beginning to the end. Sure, some of the songs are not on the same level, like Crossing the Rubicon, Modern Living and Waltzing Part 2. These tracks I would even remove from the track list because, you know, they're just okay, but I wish the record would be, you know, shorter and more focused. So that's my only complaint. Everything else slaps. Like my favorite songs here: Tina, The Pressure's On, Waltzing Part 1, The Dreamers Hotel, The Great Unknown, Marionettes, both parts, Satellites and The King. Some of the best Enter Shikari songs ever. Like, I love listening to those ones because they're just so special, so one of a kind. You cannot mistake any song, you know. You're not going to listen to Tina, oh, this sounds like Marionettes. No, it does not. So every song has its own identity. To me personally, this is the third best Enter Shikari record after A Flash Flood of Color and The Minesweep. It's slightly better than Common Dreads to me. And yeah, those four will always be my favorite Enter Shikari albums, no matter what happens. I don't know, I just never get bored of them because I've heard this stuff so many times, like maybe above 1,000, you know, the entire record, and you always have fun with it. It never gets like, I can't listen. No, it's always a fun time, and that's what matters. That's what actually means that this record is fantastic. No matter how many times you listen to it, it's always fun. It never loses its momentum. And what else can I say? I kinda was disappointed with 2023 release, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a good record, but I've expected more after Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible. Sadly, I did not get more of this. I got some awful autotune or whatever effects on the voice. I have no clue what Rue is doing on that 2023 record, but it's not for me. Still, this thing slaps, so celebrate its anniversary by listening to this record today. It deserves your love and attention. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, follow me on my Instagram, links in the description, write down in the comments what do you think about this record. When it came out, you have enjoyed it, maybe not, maybe nowadays you enjoy it after all those years, because sometimes when an album comes out, you're like, hey, it's not for me, but some time passes and you're like revisiting the music and you're like, yeah, this slaps right now. So sometimes it happens. For me, I must say that when this thing was released, I was very positive about half of the songs, the other half not so much, but as I've listened to it more and more times, it grew on me. And it continues to do so, which is quite interesting, because some of the albums are the other way around. For example, Deftones' Ohms from 2020. That record hit me like a freight train. I was like, this is amazing. And the more I was listening to it, the less interesting it got, to the point that I'm not listening to Deftones' Ohms anymore. Like, I haven't listened to that record in 2 years maybe, because I've just got tired of it. But Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible, you can listen to it like every month, and it's always a fun time. Shout out to all of my Patreons who are gracefully sponsoring these videos. You are all truly wonderful. If you want, join them so I can make more reviews and videos like this one, because normally I don't have time for it. Sorry for that, guys. I work in a coal mine. Joking aside, hope you're having a wonderful day, wishing you all the best and see you next time. Bye!